You've got lots of real estate questions. Should I downsize? What improvements do I need to make before I sell? What will Connecticut's real estate market be like in 6 months? It's time for The Real Estate Show with Pat Civitella. He's got your answers. Call 203-333-9422. Now, here's your host, Pat Civitella.
Hello to everyone, and good evening, and thanks for tuning in to The Real Estate Show with me, your host, Pat Civitella. Over 35 years experience in the real estate investing game. And this show is about creating long-term wealth through real estate investing, and also can show you how to produce passive residual income with real estate. I'm going to share with you my knowledge and offer my guidance and inside information most people are not aware of, and can also show you how to develop and generate secondary or primary income from real estate investing. In addition to that, also we talk about a lot of different type of home improvement tips that I can give you that I've done over the years, and what are the best improvements for your home and the best value for your home too. And I've been doing this for over 35 years now. If you have any questions, call early because the show is limited on time. It's 203-333-9422, and we're going to go right into the show here tonight. And the show is brought to you by our friends at 1-800-MR-JUNKER, junk removal made easy. They will take the good, the bad, and the ugly away. No need to do anything except for point what you want gone. Either one item or complete house or business clean out. 1-800-MR-JUNKER is ready to serve you. Serving Fairfield and New Haven counties for over 15 years. Please call our friends and mention my name, Pat Civitella, on WICC, and you'll get 10% off your first job. That's 1-800-MR-JUNKER for all your junk and cleanup removal. They offer same-day service. They're also hot tub removal specialists and also offer a free junk car removal. And again, that's 1-800-MR-JUNKER. Call them today, and you will be happy that you did. Okay, Rich, I got a couple of emails this week too that I'm gonna go into after. So,
excellent!
Yeah, so I was excited about that. I want to go into first. I spent some time Tuesdays and Thursdays. We babysit my granddaughters, and I wanted to mention them tonight. We got my granddaughter Mia Civitella. Big Pop loves you very much, and Juliana Rosa. Pop loves you very much, and we had fun at the beach today. Okay, so hope you listen to Big Pops. My mission statement for this show when I started, and I haven't discussed that for a while, but basically is to get people started involved in real estate investing, and the sooner you get started on your the better you are. I mean, I started when I was 25 years old. Been doing this for 35 years, so time is on your side. So I urge everyone to get started. If you have any questions, concerns, the best way to reach me is my email, and I'm going to give that to you now. It's patcivitella@gmail.com. That's Pat, P-A-T Civitella@gmail.com. My office number is 203-736-2484. Those are the best ways to reach me during the week or any other time off the radio. And also I have a Facebook group called Connecticut Real Estate Investor Group. That's on Facebook. You can reach me through that also. It's called Connecticut Real Estate Investors. If you have any questions, you can send me messages through that also. If anyone out there is interested in buying, selling, any type of real estate, please call me. There's no obligation. If you have any questions, concerns, or how to go about it or anything, just give me a call. Be happy to go over it with you. Anything? Is there something there for me, Rich, on the phone?
Yeah, we've actually got our regular Boz from Bridgeport's got a question about sewer hookup.
Oh, all right. Hey, Boz. How you doing?
Hey, Uncle Pat, who do you have for referral? Mine is done, well, the house next door that I own is done all the way up to the curb. but now I got to go from the curb to the street. Do you have a referral I can write down who you might use? I got a couple of prices today, and all of a sudden I just told the Rich.
Yeah.
All of a sudden the show came on. I was listening. I said, "Oh, wait a second, I'll call him for a referral." So who do you have?
Yeah. I have a couple of guys. The first one that comes off the top of my head is my buddy Pete. He goes by Team. His company name is Team, Team, Team Sewer and Water Hookup. I don't have his number with me handy, but if you want to call me at the office tomorrow, I'll give it to you. But I think you can Google it. It's Team, Team. He goes by.
What town is he in?
He's in Derby. And as a matter of fact, he did a job for me last year on a water line, sewer hookup, the whole bit. Did a great job for me. Great guy and a great team of.
Does he do Bridgeport? Because some guys with the.
Oh yeah. He'll do Bridgeport. Yeah, he does all areas.
All information. All right, and then the other. You said you had two others there.
No, that's the only one I can think of that came off the top of my head. But if you want to call me or email me tomorrow, I'll be happy to give you a couple other referrals. But call Pete; he'll definitely and tell him that I recommended you. He'll give you a good price. I don't know how much stuff you need done there, but he's very reasonable.
I need to go the final 16 feet in the street, and then that's it. From the curb to the house is all 6-inch plastic.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean that sounds pretty easy, but definitely give him a call and again mention my name and he'll take care of you with Boz.
And it's called Team.
Yeah, Team Sewer. I think it's Team Sewer and Water Hookup. I'm not sure. I don't. But it's definitely Team Team. His name is Peter, and nice.
I think I got your number. I think I got your number last time, but. And if I want to call you tomorrow at the office for a few more referrals, it would be what?
Yeah, 203-736-2484.
736-2484.
Yeah, I'd be happy to get you a couple other referrals.
Hopefully I can. And if I can't remember the number, your business is called what?
My business? It's called Civitella and Associates.
So in where? In Sonia?
Derby. Our office is in Derby.
Civitella and Associates.
Yep.
All right, Uncle Pat. Enjoy the rest of the show, brother.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Or actually, Boz. I don't know why I called him Steve.
That's right. Like a lot of us, he's probably been called worse.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sorry about that, Boz. All right. So let's see. I think I mentioned about my granddaughters. We were babysitting today, walking on the beach. Oh, we were talking about the mission statement. Yes, my goal for the show is to get people involved investing in real estate because I feel it's like one of the best vehicles, in my opinion, that creates long-term wealth and passive income. There's a whole ton of benefits on that. So I just wanted to bring that up because I don't think I've mentioned that in a while. And I think I mentioned how to get a hold of me. That we got. Bing, bang, boom. Now we're gonna go right into my bullet points here, which I got to thank Rich. I made a sheet with all bullet points so I don't get off track and I know where I'm going. So I'm going to go right into some emails that I got this week, we're going to call this the mailbag section. All right, so I got an email this week. It says, hello, Uncle Pat. It says, I am 26 years old. Credit is okay, limited savings, and want to start investing in real estate. Mark G. from Trumbull. All right, so 26 years old, that's great. I mean, you again, just what I just talked about a little while ago is get started early on in life. Don't, again, time is always better on your side the earlier you get started. All right, so Mark, this is my suggestion, and I think I've talked about it on previous shows, is first, get yourself some education in this business. And what I mean by that is start reading books on real estate. And if you want to contact me, I have a whole list of books that I could recommend. And I'm going to do a little segment on one of these shows about different books that I recommend for people getting started in real estate. I think I've mentioned them before, but I don't remember now.
Is that like one of those beginner books for dummies?
Yeah, I mean, you can start with, exactly, Rich. You can start with something that simple, like, as a matter of fact, I have one in my office. It's like, how to use a computers for dummies, one of those yellow books, how to get started. And they have it for real estate also. But then you could go into deeper and deeper books on that topic also. But yeah, you can start with that. So get into books. I wrote down, tells you how old I am. It says, listen to tapes, There's no more tapes. I mean, now it's podcasts and YouTube and everything else. So,
is it live or is it Memorex?
Yeah, you're right. Remember the cassette tapes? I listened to so many tapes, and I still have so many tapes. Also, go to real estate meetings, seminars. There's real estate meetup groups now. I mean, especially with social media today, there's so much information out there. But get around people who are doing the business because that kind of works in your favor, because then you get to be around like-minded people who are in that business, and you could ask them questions and concerns and so forth. So get as much knowledge and information as you can, and then Mark, I would say is start online and see what you want to get involved and get started with. What you feel comfortable with. Excuse me. Like I always preach doing multifamilies. I don't know if you want to start with condos. There's so many arenas in real estate. You got commercial, you got residential. You got, like we talked about, I think last show is mobile homes. There's so forth. There's so much stuff out there. So again, I would recommend start with what you're comfortable with. But if you don't know what you're comfortable with, is also, I think I talked about this on the first couple of shows, Rich, is, make a list of like if you're good with painting or carpentry or sheetrock or plumbing, whatever you can do. If you feel comfortable doing that stuff. And I'm not saying in order to get involved in this business, you need to know any of that stuff. But obviously, it's a big help, and then you get to understand the process. You get to understand the repairs. You get to understand what it costs to repair, how much labor it takes to repair. So to me, it's like getting an education, and you're getting paid and learning at the same time. It's like a 2-for-1 that I tell people. And I don't want to scare the audience out there. Again, I just want to reiterate: it's like you don't necessarily have to get involved in doing any types of repairs. You could be just the investor that just has the money and says, okay, I got the money, I want to get started. I'm going to hire all my contractors. I'm going to get a general contractor. And he's going to do my punch list, everything that I need done to get this property up and running. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when I got started, I had limited funds. So I had to do as much as I could do as far as sweat equity, and especially young kids nowadays and what the other email I got was about didn't have enough funds, but you got to understand is you have to be able to do whatever you can to increase that bottom line, even if you want to do like the labor work. Like I tell people, it doesn't take much skills to take a wall down, or take down some sheetrock or pull up carpets. Painting. I mean, the list could go on and on. Cutting grass or doing some landscaping. You don't have to be a professional landscaper to clean up a yard or trim bushes or neaten them up, stuff along that line. So there's a whole host of things that you could do with that. That's
kind of like even buying just your own family home that. You're going to be cutting your own lawn for the most part if you have a small home, or if you have a little minor plumbing problem or a shelf comes loose, you've got to figure out how to use a hammer. Exactly,
Rich. Exactly. So that's where I would start with. And again, I would recommend, and I do this, I tell this almost every show. I forgot the gentleman's name now. Mark. I would recommend start with a 3 or 4 family unit building. See where you can find one in the. Again, Connecticut's not a big area. Within an hour's drive from here, from where we are here in Milford, you could be almost at the end of the state line in any direction. So there's deals out there. There's stuff out there that makes sense as far as cash flow, and that's one of my pet peeves, or not pet peeves, but one of my criterias in investing is that we want to get cash flow going immediately, from day one, if possible. So that's what I would start with, is get a 3-4 family and get started in that right away. And start with the computer. Start searching Zillow or all these other sites and see what's available. See, again, and determine how far you want to go. Do you want to travel a half hour, 40 minutes, 1 hour? When you're young, when you're 25 years old, when I got started, an hour is like, it's no big deal. But as you get older, right, Rich? I mean, an hour is like, oh my God, it's like a day trip. So we're gonna end with a little, not end. We're gonna take a little break right now. I think, Rich, are we good for that? And then we'll come back with the second email.
Got real estate questions? Call 203-333-9422 and ask Uncle Pat.
Okay, are we back, Rich? Okay. All right, so we're back for the rest of the show here. So that was Mark G. from Trumbull email. Then we got a second email. I got a second email here. And it says, I have saved up $50,000 and I'm 29 years old. My credit score is a 720 and have very little debt. What type of real estate should I start with? I do not own any real estate right now. William C. from Bridgeport. Okay, well, this is a great start, William. You got $50,000. I mean, that's a good down payment or good chunk of change there. Credit score is excellent. I mean, anything over a 700 or 720 or better, they call it in that business. You're golden. Again, what I would recommend is start again with, just like the other gentleman I answered his email saying, get started with education. Start with books, podcasts, seminars, meetup groups. As a matter of fact, meetup groups. There's one here locally and it's called the Milford Meetup Group, and I'm going to give them a plug tonight. They meet up once a month. I'm not sure if it's the second Wednesday. I think it's the second Wednesday. Anyways, it's called the Milford Real Estate Group. They meet once a month in Derby. It's funny, Rich. It's called the Milford Meetup. The story behind it is they started in Milford. This was back before COVID, downtown. And then I don't know what happened. And then, COVID came, and then it got sidetracked, and then they started back up just not long ago, maybe about a year, maybe 2 years ago. And they started at Bad Sons Brewery there in Derby, next to our building there where my office is. So that's a great group. I mean, you go there, there's, I go there, my son goes there, and there's all different age groups there. There's from, 25-year-olds to, 60-year-olds. So it's a great group of people. You get great networking. You meet all different types of people, contractors, investors, real estate, mortgage brokers, so forth and so on. So that's a great place to get started. Again, and then seminars and whatever you could get your hands on to start learning the business. Then William, I would recommend the same thing. Is do a 3 or 4 family for the first time, because again, I forgot to mention it on the other one that you want to be able to use that 3% down for a first-time home buyer, which will save you a lot of money putting down deposits and so forth. Because don't forget, when you're doing a 3 or 4 family, is you have a lot of expenses that, first of all, you're probably not aware of, or second of all, you don't realize what things cost, and that's a problem. So it's always nice to have a good cushion. William in Bridgeport, I hope that helps. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me or call me, and I'll be happy to to guide you along the way. Is someone on there, Rich?
Yeah, we got actually another Richie, and this is from New Haven.
Oh, all right.
Is this Pat Civitella?
Yes.
Oh, this is Richie Rich.
How are you, Rich?
Oh, I'm thinking about buying another 3-family house. I'm at home, and I'm talking to my buddy Henry, And Henry said, forget 3-family house. Buy stocks, or buy Bitcoin. And I don't know which way to go. There's so many choices,
Yeah. Well, how long have you had? Have you been investing? Sounds like for a while, or
for a little while. Yeah.
Yeah.
15 years.
Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin I don't know much about, Richie, but all I know is that what I see in the papers or hear on the radio. It's up one day 1,000, down 2,000 the next day. So to me, that volatility makes my stomach uneasy. So when my stomach isn't good, that's not what I invest in.
You bring up a funny story because I remember when silver went through the roof in the 80s, and then it dropped down to zero, and people were left broke. And can that ever happen with real estate?
Yeah, I to be honest, with the hard assets like real estate, I've never seen it happen in history. I've never read about it. Nobody's ever said about it that it goes down. It'll never go to zero because real estate is really a hedge against inflation. Because what people don't realize is that the money doesn't it doesn't take more money to buy real estate. What happens is the value of the dollar decreases because of the inflation. So real estate, a hard asset, is like an insurance protection against your money.
Oh, I see. Henry's been barking at me to buy stocks, and I tell him, bear markets and bull markets, you got to be in stocks, I think, for a long time. Plus, it's so complicated, points here, Dow Jones, who knows what the hell they're talking about.
Right, exactly. And to me, I always tell people this, to me, the stock market is like a big casino for the people on Wall Street. Like, if you're an outsider, if you're not an insider, you're never going to make any money on the stock market, in my opinion. It's just like a big giant roulette wheel, in my opinion. You go to your broker, you throw him $10,000 and say, good luck with it. I don't know. You have no control over it, in my opinion.
I think I'll stick to my gut and buy more real estate. And Henry can go bark up a tree as far as I'm concerned.
Sounds like a good idea. You can't go wrong with real estate, Rich.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
All
Bye-bye.
right, take care. Have a good night. Yeah, that was a good call. Like I said, stocks to me, it's not for me, and it doesn't mean that you can't make money. There's obviously there's hundreds and thousands of people that make a killing in the stock market, but I just don't understand it, and anything I don't understand fully, I'm not going to fully.
I deal with a very large company, and they have levels that you want to do based on your age. So where I'm a little older, you can do more moderate, or you can be aggressive when you're younger, because if you put a lot of money into it, it can fluctuate. Like Richie said, it goes up and down with the stock market. It's a crapshoot.
Absolutely.
But they will look at it long term, so you have enough time to get it back up. Where I'm over 70, that I don't want to do that, because if I lose half of my money, I won't have enough time to get it back.
Exactly. And that's what people don't understand. That you got to use time on your side. That's what I've been saying since day one.
But as you said, real estate doesn't go down to zero, because property is always going to be worth something.
Yeah, there's no such thing as real estate going down to zero. I mean, it's just impossible, because there's always a value for it. So that was Richie Rich from where was he? Hamden, New Haven.
New Haven.
Okay. I think I finished that last email. How much time we got, Rich? Not too. We got about 4 or 5 minutes. All right, let's see.
We got about 4 minutes.
Yeah, let me go into my next bullet point, which I printed out today. This is from one of my members in my Facebook group, which the headline is called, Rich, is called the 10 Commandments of Buying a Home. And the first one says, "Thou shalt not change jobs, become self-employed, or quit their job." That's number one. This is while you're in the process of buying, going through the mortgage process or buying a home. Number two is, "Thou shalt not buy a truck, car, or van." Number three is, "Thou shalt not use credit cards excessively or let current accounts fall behind," which means keep your credit good. Thou shalt not spend money you have put aside for closing. Yeah, that's because you're going to need money for the closing. Thou shalt not omit debts or liabilities from your loan application. That's very important because a lot of people don't realize that. That's all regulated information. If you lie on a mortgage application, people have heard all kinds of stories with that. The next one is, thou shalt not buy furniture for the new home until after you close, which is, a lot of this stuff is common sense, but I want to bring it to people's attention because I know this person is a real estate agent, and I know she's come across this. Thou shalt not originate any new inquiries on your credit, which people don't understand is we don't apply for credit while you're in the mortgage process. You understand that, Rich? Because then all of a sudden you're getting hard inquiries on your credit report, and it brings your credit score down.
Yeah, so, you want to keep it. I think it's above 700.
Yeah,
or so.
700, 720 is the key. So don't apply for any new credit. Thou shalt not make huge deposits without checking with your loan officer first. Thou shalt not change bank accounts, and thou shalt not co-sign for anyone. So those are the 10 commandments says of buying a home, but that goes also hand in hand with being a real estate investor too, or investing in real estate. So I thought that was some good information from one of my Facebook group members. And what do we got, Rich?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. All right, we're going to go over the closing notes. And I think that's it for tonight's show. So closing notes. Again, buy assets, not liabilities. Your single-family home is not an asset, guys, regardless what the banker tells you. Pay yourself first. I tell you that, Rich. Did you pay yourself first this week? And treat it like a monthly bill, and then you do it consistently. That's the key for all this is consistently. Even if you put $25 a week or whatever the number is, whatever you can afford, pay yourself first. Next is remember you're making a living. You make a living from 9 to 5. You become financially independent from 5 to midnight. That's why me and Rich are here after 5. Dig a well before you need it. Be prepared like a good Boy Scout. And remember there is good debt, bad debt. Good debt is when you're buying assets, not liabilities. So make sure you understand that. If you have any questions, let me know. Always stay positive. It's hard to soar with the Eagles when you're hanging around with those turkeys. I tell you that all the time. And those are the closing notes. And buonasera a tutti. Alla prossima settimana. Addio. Thank you for tuning in to the Real Estate Show with me, your host, Pat Civitella. And God bless America.